Give me a smile. Love you.
Working on your injury case.
Investigators, crash experts, medical specialists, and attorneys all working for you on your case.
Results are what we fight for.
Winning is what we're built to do.
When you've been injured in an accident, put our team to work for you. Call us for a free consultation. O'Connor, Achani, and Levy. We are your legal team.
This is Trump administration's request. Mexico is staring down tariffs as Trump pressures the country to crack down on cartels and fentanyl production. CB Kenton joins us live with more in the very latest. Hi, CB.
Hi, Griff. Yeah, the handover of these cartel members from Mexico is being considered an early sign of more cooperation from our southern neighbor in the war on drugs. Among those extradited, an infamous drug lord, cartel leader Rafael Caro Quintero. He was arraigned in New York City on Friday and pleaded not guilty. The surprise extradition
Fantastic.
on Thursday.
I hope they can take them all out. Shamefully peddling their drugs, coming in here illegally.
Quintero is the founder of the notorious Sinaloa cartel and had been on the FBI's most wanted list with a $20 million bounty on his head. He was previously convicted in 1985 of orchestrating the torture and killing of undercover DEA agent Kiki Camarena. Caro Quintero served 28 years in a Mexican prison over the murder, but was released when a court overturned his 40-year sentence for the killing. He denies involvement in the death, but was recaptured by Mexican authorities in 2022 for allegedly returning to drug trafficking. For the past 5 years, Quintero had U.S. drug trafficking charges hanging over his head.
You can never kill a DEA agent, and you will never get away with it. We will never allow that to happen, and we will never forget it.
Caparena's widow, Nika, spoke to our colleague Eric Sean and says she has been waiting for this day for 40 years. So, in that statement, in that interview, she said that she hopes he never leaves jail because he got to live his life and her late husband did not. I want to mention, Griff, that others extradited on Thursday include people from 5 of the 6 organized crime groups labeled foreign terrorist organizations by the White House earlier this month. The cartel members face life in prison or the death penalty if convicted. Back to you.
Yeah, and I apologize for our viewers. That soundbite didn't play from Kiki Camarina's widow, but I have covered that case quite a bit, CB, and I can tell you the Camarina family feeling that some justice finally delivered for their lost loved one. CB Cotton live for us following the latest. CB, thank you.
Thanks, Griff.
All right. Coming up, I'll be joined by Canada's Public Safety Minister to react to tariffs that could take effect as early as Tuesday of this week. Announces a run for New York City mayor, making the announcement on X, putting it out there. Of course, you will recall that Cuomo was the governor of New York from 2011 to 2021, resigning amid sexual harassment allegations. We shall see where this goes. He is the next second person in the mayor's race bid. Curtis Sliwa already getting in it as well, but it is interesting to see that Andrew Cuomo making a foray back into politics. We'll continue to follow this.
And is there, from the talks with Canada and Mexico so far, are you not seeing the progress that you wanted in order to...
I don't see it at all, no, not on drugs. We've done a great job. If you look at Tom Homan, he's been incredible, and Christie, they've done a great job in terms of the border. But the drugs continue to pour into a country, killing hundreds of thousands of people.
President Trump threatening tariffs on Canada and Mexico and additional tax on China, all in an effort to curb the flow of fentanyl into the U.S. For more on this, we're honored to have Canada's Public Safety Minister.
Thank God we got Donald Trump fighting the druggies
so that people understand
in these foreign countries.
Of sorts of Canada. You deal with all things border, and now this concern of tariffs on Canada could be as early as Tuesday, and Canada says you're doing a lot in terms of trying to crack down on the border, which President Trump has called for. In fact, he recently appointed a national Canadian border or fentanyl czar to try and bring things down. Tell us what is being done. What do you want the administration to know that's been done to help you perhaps persuade the president not to bring the tariffs?
Well, thank you for having me, first of all. Griff, very, very kind of you. We do have a fentanyl crisis, as does the United States. And I want to commend the president for raising his concerns about this crisis and taking the action he's been taking. We have been accelerating our investments in the border. We have brought a whole series of measures to strengthen that border. It's a strong border, but we want to make it stronger. We're sharing just-in-time real information between Canadian and American authorities on both sides of the border. We have a fentanyl czar that's helping to pull all this together because there are many moving pieces. Just last week, we criminalized our cartels and applied to them a terrorist ranking in our system as well. And that led to immediate arrests. So we're seeing some very, very, very interesting early developments to show that these measures, just-in-time sharing of information with our American counterparts, the cartels, and many others are having quite an impact.
And Mr. Minister, you had just this week the announcement of a national fentanyl sprint, taking thousands, tens of thousands of pounds of pills, fentanyl. Tell us what's the accomplishments you're seeing here recently.
Two of our agencies, the Canada Border Services Agency, your CBP, and our Royal Canadian Mounted Police, have come together and they've been operating two separate spheres. One that dealt with multimodal, some postal, some other things. Another that was basically a big fentanyl sprint. It yielded a large yield of weapons, cash, and drugs. So all together, we are very much accelerating and upping our game here, Griff. And we're doing it jointly. One of the things that we know for sure is that this fentanyl crisis is in both of our countries, and we have to address this together, which is why we were here all week meeting with legislators and officials in the White House and beyond to share the progress we're making on both sides of the border.
And bottom line, Mr. Minister, how concerned are you that this isn't enough for the Trump administration and that these tariffs may go forward?
Look, we can only control what we can control. The president's going to make his decision. Respect that. But we're working very hard on the border. We're working very hard on the fentanyl crisis. I think it's important for Americans to remember that there's an opportunity here for us to have a continental security approach. This is important for our future. It's a rough and tumble world out there. We're together. Canada and the United States have been there together for over 150 years. We think it's important to keep that relationship strong.
So Canada's cracking down, you're taking a page from the Trump administration and designating cartels as foreign terrorist organizations. Was it President Trump's really push that moved Canada in this direction?
We were well underway, but there's no doubt that President Trump's priority in this area helped accelerate a number of our investments. We think it's the right thing to do because, like you, it's a scourge and it's a tragedy for too many Canadian families and American families.
Mr. McGinty, thank you for being here. We've got to leave it there, pay a few bills, and we'll continue to watch this and come back soon.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, coming up, we'll get reaction from both sides of the aisle to the Trump-Zelensky face-off and a whole lot more. Fox News Live continues next.
And the guy's working outside on the front. June just got home. Doing a great job. Piles and piles. Files. And a whole box full of files, as you can see, of Darius. 8 years of hard work and love. The little house inside now that it gets worked on. It's all in love. doing a great job out there on the front of the house, taking the aluminum off and getting ready for the putting in the insulation in the walls all around the house. Delicately tedious work, but they do a fabulous job.
Yep. I gotta get one more thing, then are you ready?
Yep, take your time. I don't know where it is, to tell you the truth. Maybe inside.
You got the wrench, you got Wolf wrench, Nor wrench, you got the wrench.
Did you give it to me?
Yes.
Well, I got it probably in my pocket. Yeah, I got it in my pocket.
Are you sure? 2 envelopes?
I don't know where my cane is, though. Hard and tedious work, and you have to be very careful so you don't ruin the piece of aluminum that's cut out for a particular spot. And they are trying to do the best that they can, and I'd say they're doing very well. Listening to WIOK 107.5 FM on the radio dial. Tri-State Gospel with Gil and Jan Hammond, who we're going to meet for a little bite of lunch. Tri-State Gospel. Post Office Box 50, Falmouth, Kentucky. 41040 zip code. 38 McCollum Road, Independence, Kentucky. 41051 zip code. John and June Diamond Stephenson. 2 little lovebirds. As we go by La Rosa's, where we're going to have the reunion, and go by Simon Kenton High School. Praise the Lord.